Wait. Hey, you are the founder of ICP. So you see it's working fine with the front end. The next one, Andrew. Hey, you are the CEO of District. And if you're a new developer on the internet computer and you want to know the basics about programming on the internet computer, you want to watch this video. I found this really useful app where you can learn how to program on the internet computer. The good thing about this app is you don't need to deploy your app locally or to the network. You can test everything in the app, which is very convenient. So we're gonna show you this app and also show you how it works. We're gonna program a little something and then deploy, test it in the app, and also test the front end as well. Keep watching. There's a lot to learn. The name of the app is Agora app.dev. Agora app.dev. We're gonna leave a link in the description box. So here it's a basic tutorial for a beginner, someone who's learning how to program on the computer or from scratch, right? If we do this, we're gonna see all the lessons from 1 to 6. It's like it includes almost everything, but not in very deep way, just at the basic level. So starting with the intro right to the principles right over here. And so the introduction gives you information about internet computer, and then once you start, there's like for instance right over here is instructions, information, and then some coding, and then you have a test or an exercise in the end of the app. That's how much you learn. It's very useful, and actually you can just run the app over here. You can just run it. Run your program over here, and the output will display right here, which is convenient. Because usually when you're learning Motoko, you have to deploy something to the network locally before you can test the program. But this app is just like everything in one. So what we want to do, we want to do a little program. We're going to program a little thing and then test it. At the same time, we want to deploy the front end as well locally and see how it works. So let's begin. To begin, let's do actor, which is like every time you want to start a program in a computer, you start with the actor. Actor, which is like the canvas, the main keyword. Actor. We want to give this actor a name. Greetings. So this is a very simple program, and what we're going to do is we're going to use the switch expression, which is another keyword on the Motoko programming language switch. It's like the if expression. We're going to use it to ask so many conditions. What happens when this happens? What happens when this happens? So let's start with the name of the actor. And then once we do that, we're going to have a function. Our function is going to be a public function. Public function, because if we don't do it public, we'll not be able to call this function publicly. So public function, we say greet. That's the function name. And this function is going to have one parameter, which is name of person who inputs the name, and then of the type text. This makes it very clear to the computer Like if we receive a name, should we type yes, and then it returns. We do a sync text. This means what you receive when you call this function is a text, and async is a keyword on any computer as well, which means you have to wait a little bit to get this function back. So it's call this function. Now let's now what we want to do here. This is a very common program that Definitive Foundation uses to demonstrate how Motoko works. Now, but here we're going to do it differently. What we'll do is we're going to use the switch expression. Switch expression is similar to the if expression. It gives so many conditions, helps you have so many conditions, and then for every condition you can say what happens when that condition is met. And so let's do switch. That's a keyword, switch, and then what happens, that switch will take this variable name, switch name. So when we switch and the name is that parameter we pass, if there's a name, then what happens? So then another keyword we're going to find here is case. So and we can have as many cases as possible. If there's this case, this should happen. That case, this should happen. In that case, we're going to say in every case there will be a name, and we can give different names, and then what would happen if someone inputs a specific name. So let's start with a name like Dawn, who is the founder of the Internet Computer. So if the case is Dawn, what happens? What happens is we should return hey, you are the founder of ICP. So if we have this name Dawn, then we should return this message, which is text. Now let's have another case. Case, you can give any other name. Case, let's say which other name? Andra. Andra is like she's the founder or the CEO of District, which District isn't working right now, but that's the next name I remember. What happens if we have a name like Andra? We should say, hey, in quotes. Hey, you are the CEO of District. Let's have another case. I remember Hamish. Hey, Hamish. You could add whatever we like. You are the dev or the main dev of OpenChat. So that's another case, and like I said, you can have as many cases as you want, which is very convenient. Usually with the if expression is not as convenient as this switch expression. Let's have a last case, and usually for last case we do this. put a little underscore here, which says if none of these cases happen, then something else should happen. Now, what should happen? Let's say, hey, and then we want to call that name parameter. Want to call that, hey, then use this Python. It's called concatenate. Very hard word to say. Concatenate means to plus, add another something to your code. So let's do this. Hey plus, and then we add this name over here. And that's the addition option right there. Name, and then do quotes to say something. Comma. Let's say nice to meet you. So for the last person, we say nice to meet you. Simple. This last person could be any name. So as long as we have these, and we could have added more, but we don't have to. As long as we have these three names, exact names, it should be spelled the same. We should have these messages, these return expressions. But if we don't have any of these names, then we should return this. It means any other name or whatever you write, you will have this message here. Hey, nice to meet you. I don't know you, so nice to meet you. But I know these people. Hey, you are the CEO of district. I know you. Okay, so we have a simple program. Now, let's do that. It's very important. So we want to run this program here, but if we run it like this, nothing will happen. So we need to create an instance of this program in order to run it here. So what we do is let user, just create an instance, call it user. Let user equals, now I want to call this actor, and then we'll call the function. And usually on Motoko, there's like another keyword which we should mention, await keyword. This means when you make this call, you need to wait a little bit, and then the program will return a message. So we use the await keyword, and then we will call this actor greetings. Greetings first, and then we will call the greet function greet. And then we can have a argument, which is the name, whatever information you want to put. So let's do dorm. Example like this one right here, dorm. And then now we want to print it out, print the information out. So we do dprint because we imported the buffer, which is the printing to the console module. So d.print and print user. Print the user. Now, if we run this program, we'll see what happens. Hey, you are the founder of ICP. Okay, let's put a little exclamation sign here, another one here, another one here. These return statements are very boring, I know. Could have been more creative. So, hey, you are the founder of ICP, because we call that this name. We input this name. And if we do enter, we call it run. Hey, you are the CEO of district. If we do image and run. Hey, Hamish, you're the mentor for Pokemon Chat. So it works, right? Now if we do any other name, like random name that is not on this these cases that we mentioned here, we would have the last option, which could be anything, any name. So let's try John. We try John and say, hey John, nice to meet you. So this last option over here. Hey John, nice to meet you. So it's very convenient. Like this program helps you to just run your stuff here. You don't need to deploy. It takes time to deploy. It's very cumbersome. You just test your program right here. If it's not working, it's going to fail. If you make a mistake, this will fail. For instance, let's make an intentional mistake. If we remove public from here, this function won't work. So let's see the problem. Field greet does not exist as actor. So it cannot find this greet function anymore because we didn't put public. So it's private function right now. We can't find it. Now, if you run, you see a failed message. Field greet does not exist in type actor. Now we need to put the public keyword in order to access this function. Greet. If not, would be private. So run that and it works. Very convenient, very fast. So this like working in the app. So it's a tutorial going from the basics to the last part, which is 6. Like it has really interesting aspects of the internet computer and explained in really simple and easy way for anyone to understand. Now we want to try, like we said earlier, we want to try this app to show it in the front end. How does it work? How would it show? Like we can have this running with a front end. So this is like just working on the console. Let's take it to the front end. So what we do is copy it and then go over to Visual Studio. And in Visual Studio, we have this program here, Hello Program. It's a common program with that in the Definity devs like added to the Internet Computer docs. You can download it from the GitHub. It's a very common program. It says public function greet and name text, async text, return hello plus name. Very basic. It has a front end. So what we want to do, we want to replace this program. Replace this program with our program. And then we will run it to see how it looks in the front end when we input the information. So with this one, there's a front end, so there's a user input. So this program already has everything that we need. So let's just add our own program. Not add, actually just replace it with our own program and then run it. So our program is replaced and it's right here. Now, so what do we do now? We want to run this program to see how it looks like in the front end. To run it first, so this is local running. So we start with dfx start. We need to start the replica background. So the replica is running right now. And then next we want to do dfx deploy to deploy our program. And actually we don't have to have this right here. You can just remove this. It has no use because we already have a front end that works. We don't need that part. We don't need to call that in. So dfx deploy So it's gonna deploy that canister. So this canister only has it has one canister from back end, which is this code, and then the front end, which is the asset canister, which is it contains the HTML files and the JavaScript. So the program is deployed. Now we need to do npm install. This is to make sure the front end works fine. It's gonna install all the new node modules. It has already done that. So okay, now we have this all good, right? So when we look over here, we would see the front end canister we can access via this, and then we have the back end canister over here. So we're more interested in the front end. We want to copy that, and then paste. So our front end is right here. Now we will enter a name to see how the function works with the front end. So let's enter that first one. Dom, click me. Wait. Hey, you are the founder of ICP. So you see it's working fine with the front end. The next one, Andrew. Hey, you are the CEO of District. And let's enter the next one. Hey, Hamish, you are the main dev of OpenChat. And then let's enter any other name. Hey Bill, nice to meet you. So you see, it's the front end is working fine. We could test the back end too, but it's working. The front end is working, the back end is working. Yeah, so this is it. This is how it works. That's the program, core app.dev. So this is a very useful app for beginners, someone who wants to learn how to program on the internet computer, just the basic stuff. This would be a really good place to start. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned something, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe, guys. What are you waiting for? Thank you so much for your subscription. We have a lot of videos about ICP stuff in cryptocurrencies. See you again in another slice. Bye.